Kia ora and welcome to a new video from NZ Pocket Guide. Today I'm going to go over everything you need to know before mountain biking in New Zealand. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so let's start with a couple of rules that you need to be aware of when trying to bike or cycle in New Zealand. And first up, it is illegal not to wear a helmet when cycling in New Zealand. Yes, that's right, helmets in New Zealand are mandatory, so make sure to either pack your own or make sure to add one to your rental every time you're renting a bike. It is usually included, but yeah, do make sure that you wear your helmet at all times. Next up, when it comes down to legal things in New Zealand, you do need to have a red or yellow reflector at the back of your bike as well as on the pedals of your bike. It is one of the laws in New Zealand for your bike to be allowed on the roads in the country. So if you're planning on making your way between the mountain biking park as well as your accommodation and you're planning on using the roads, make sure that your bike is equipped with a back reflector, either yellow or red, and as well as pedal reflectors. Alright, so let's start talking about the most fun part now, mountain biking itself. So the trails or the rides in mountain biking parks in New Zealand are usually graded from grade 1 to grade 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you get the gist. Now grade 1 are the easiest one and you are definitely able to take your kids there, and as long as you take a little bit of caution, you'll be absolutely fine, and it's just a great fun time. But grade 6 are actually very challenging, usually with some really epic uphills as well. They're definitely for professional, for people which are extremely well experienced riders, and do not think that even if your kids have mountain biked before, they'll be having a lot of fun on a grade 6, so do be aware of that. Okay, so now if you're traveling around New Zealand and are not really used to your local mountain biking, to the local mountain biking areas where you arrive to, one of the best things to do genuinely is to show up at a local bike shop. You don't necessarily have to buy a bike there, but there will be local bike trail maps available, and usually they are free. So make sure to head to local bike shops to pick up maps. It is definitely worth doing if you want to know what are your options in the area. When biking around cities in New Zealand, there are some different road cycling laws that you need to be aware of, where sometimes bikers have to give way to vehicles and vice versa. It can be quite different, especially than in Europe, so you may want to read up onto that, and we do have a whole section on the website about the road cycling laws, so I invite you to check them out if you're planning on making biking, especially biking around cities, part of your trip to New Zealand. Okay, so one of the things that you need to be aware of is that New Zealanders are really into mountain biking, and so as such, mountain bike rental places are basically present everywhere you want to go and everywhere you'll be able to do mountain biking. So you don't necessarily have to actually take your own bike with you unless you are a professional and want to have your own specialized bike with you, which is absolutely fine. But if you are just planning to do that just for leisure purposes, you'll be able to rent bikes quite easily around New Zealand, so you don't need to take yours with you. And finally, New Zealand offered a massive amount of options when it comes to mountain biking, from multi-day mountain biking trails such as the Timber Trail on the north end of New Zealand to amazing mountain biking parks where you can just pay for the day and go and do a ton of amazing downhills, such as in Rotorua, near Christchurch, and near Pahia, for example, to highlight only 3 of all the many of them. So yeah, you will have a lot of options for mountain biking in New Zealand. You'll have an absolute blast, so make sure to make the most of it if that is a hobby of yours. Alright, so there's much more information about mountain biking on nzpocketguide.com, so make sure to check it out. And the whole team is joining me in wishing you the best time ever in New Zealand.